Hello, hi everyone. A very hearty welcome to all of you to the 53rd edition of the International Film Festival of India, the film festival conducted by the world's largest democracy. And we are we are on day 2 of the festival, and we are happy to begin the proceedings with IFFI table talk session. It used to be called as press conference. We have an IFFI table talk session with the director, actor, producer, editor, and production team member of the opening film of the festival, ALMA and OSKAR. I hope all of you, most of you, could watch the film yesterday. And the film has also had a world premiere yesterday, right? And as you must be aware, in case you are not aware, the film also, this edition, the opening of the film, also makes a break from the past, because as our Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Andhra Singh Thakur, as he announced at the opening ceremony yesterday, it is perhaps for the first time that the festival has begun with the film. So far, the festival proceedings used to begin, the festival celebration used to officially begin with the opening ceremony. And the opening film used to be screened after the opening ceremony. And this time, as you are aware, as you must have noticed yesterday, your film was screened first, and the opening ceremony began later only, right? So, we are all very happy and proud to host you, and also to have your film have the world premiere at IFFI. And I understand that you also have had a good, or I would say, I hope, a great experience. And we are here to listen to your journey and get inspired by all of you. Before we hear from them, let me take this opportunity to briefly introduce our esteemed guests. We have the director, Dieter Berner. He is born and raised in both Vienna and Berlin. He began studying drama in 1962, and later he attended acting class at the Max Reinhardt Seminar in Vienna, right? Yes. And after working as an actor, later he started directing films. Since 1973, he has created around 40 movies for both cinema and television. He has received a number of international awards and has participated in film festivals all over the world, including the Berlinale Film Festival. And in 2017, his film Egon Schiele, Death and the Maiden, right, was presented in so many different countries, including Austria, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Czech Republic, USA, Japan, and altogether more than 40 countries. So happy to have you. Very hearty welcome to you and your team. And now, let me introduce the lead actor of the opening film, ALMA and OSKAR, to my, just here. That is to the right of the director. We have actor Valentin Poslamai, right? Yes, he is known for, of course, he is known for the opening film, ALMA and OSKAR. Besides that, he is also known for films like Jacob's Ross and Mademoiselle Paradis. Right? Yes, a very hearty welcome to you also. And next, let me introduce the producer of the film, Johanna Schurz. She is known for Corsage, What We Wanted, and Anna fucking Molnar. Right? Yes. Yes. Yeah, so hearty welcome to you also. And we also have, to my immediate left, Christopher Brunner, the editor of the film. He was born in Upper Austria, and he is not only an editor, but also a cinematographer known for Das Leben des C. Brunner, Black Story, a 2012 film, and The Steps with No Name. A very hearty welcome to you too. Yes. And we also have, to the left of Joanna Schurz, the production assistant, Tina Tiefnig. Yes, very hearty welcome to you too, to this interaction. So with this after this, having had this brief introduction, I would now request the director of the opening film, ALMA and OSKAR, to kindly share his thoughts with all of us. And I would like to also bring to the kind attention of all of you that this IFFI Table Talk interaction session is also being live streamed on the YouTube channel of Press Information Bureau, Government of India, the official nodal communication organization of the government. So we are able to watch everyone across the world. I mean, as many people as we would like to, and we will also have a record of the interaction for times to come. So without any further ado, let me now request Director Dieter Brenner to kindly share his thoughts on the film, on his experience of coming to India, Goa, and to IFFI, and anything else you would like to. Yeah, yes. You can please speak into the mic. Yeah. In this mic? This one. Yes.
Yes. Ever since I was, ever since my younger days.
You can please look at that side, the camera and audience. Yeah.
I was dreaming of. Yeah, now? Yeah. Ever since my younger days, I dreamed of India, but now the dream has come true, and I'm here. And I want to thank the festival for the invitation, and I'm proud and honored that our film could celebrate its world premiere here in Goa. It is a film about a Viennese personality, a famous Viennese personality, at the beginning of the last century. It was ALMA Mahler. She was the widow of the famous composer Mahler, was a beautiful, intelligent, and challenging woman, because she didn't care about social conventions, and the art. She had relationships with many artists, and the artists she had relationships with saw her as their muse, but this was more the function of male fantasy than a description of her actual role. For Alma was a composer herself, and this was a difficult path to go for a woman at that time. Because of her permissive lifestyle, her open sexuality, she was and still is often defamed by men. And Oskar Kokoschka was a painter, a young painter, and avant-garde playwright, who is now considered one of the most important artists of Expressionism. Her relationship with him brought both Alma and Oskar to the brink of self-destruction, and left, I would say, lasting traces in the history of arts, and in his paintings and his drawings, documenting his obsession with fully possessing this woman. And these traces have, I would say, stimulated many people's imagination. and Hilde Berger, the author of this a novel and author of the script too, with me together, were among these people. And the thing that fascinated us most was that this love, this tumultuous love between these really passionate personalities was in essence a dramatization of a problem with the role model of men and women. And this problem, I think, has not been resolved to this day. If anything, it has become intensified. That is, I would say that is the important thing about this play, about this.
Would you like to say a little more about this problem, which you said has intensified in the current age?
The problem of these two persons was that that in her inner life they have a picture what is a woman and what is a man, and this picture was in contradiction to the possibilities of their relationship, because Alma didn't want to marry and to be on the side of an artist who wanted that she is only at his side and gives him power to be a great artist. And she had this role in her relationship with Gustav Mahler, and she didn't want to do this again, and she wanted to be a composer, because before in the time before she met Gustav Mahler, she was a composer, and he told her, "You must not compose because I am a composer, and it's lächerlich, it is ridiculous, a pair of two composers. So my music will be the music of us." And she was 8 years together with Gustav Mahler, and he was 10 years older than she, and she was not satisfied in this relationship. And when he died, she wanted to have a free life on the one side. On the other side, she wanted to have love, and she was very sinnlich. She was very passion. She had great passions, and she loved this young guy, but she didn't like to be under him. She wanted to be on
the
same level. Yes. And I think that this role models of this is a man and this is a woman, and a woman has to be has to make the man strong and to be under the man. I think that these pictures are in us, and we know that it is not. It is not. In reality, es stimmt mit der Realität nicht.
It's not the case in reality.
Yeah. Mm. Yes. And therefore, I think that we tell a story in the past, and we tell how this problem began in the beginning of the last century. The modern time began, and these pictures didn't work. Began not to work, and and to see it now, that where this began is interesting.
Indeed, it's very interesting. And anyone, any of the... yeah, yes, please have...
Sir, my question to the director. Sir, I have seen your film. It's an excellent film I have seen yesterday. The Passionate Love, you put it when it has been started 1911, but you put it in the First World War. The crisis of the love affairs, it has been connected with the First World War misery also. So what is your analysis, or what is your attitude to this, the connection between the war and First World War and their passionate love? Please, sir.
Yeah. There is a connection, but it is difficult to analyze it. It is. I only show that there is. It happens at the same time, but I can say one thing, that the going down of the Habsburg monarchy set free something like aggression against this process, and everybody knew at that time that life cannot go on in the same way, and in this conflict in Austria began many new ideas, like Egon Schiele was a painter, but Sigmund Freud was very important, and there are authors like Schnitzler, like Joseph Roth, like Kafka, who gave us this feeling that a new time has to start. And on the other side, in the society there is a power of wanting that nothing changes, and this fight. There is a fight between these two powers.
Complexity of the modernity has been...
Please use the mic, please. Just a second.
The complexity of the modernity has been started. That's the important thing of your film.
Habe ich nicht verstanden.
Die Komplexität der Modernität hat begonnen.
Ja.
Das ist,
Ja.
das geht zum Film.
Yes, that's.
Thank you so much.
My name is Satyendra Mohan. I have come from the capital of India, Delhi, to watch this International Film Festival. This is my 40th International Film Festival, which I am attending. I started way back in 1983, and I think whatever comment I make will have a definite meaning. Having such a long experience, I would say that is one of the wonderful films I have seen throughout my career of films. And besides your being a world premiere, it becomes all the more important. And the first time in India, your film being screened before the formal inauguration of the festival, you have this great credit of being shown for the first time. Now, may I ask you one question on this? That you have been making number of films. You have directed almost about 40 films. Which is this number? Is it the 40th number, or earlier also? Which is the number of this film?
He's asking. So he's saying.
I think it is 43 or 45.
40,
yes,
I would say.
I didn't count.
Is it the latest film? Is it the latest film?
It
is a latest film, is it?
This is the
Yeah, it's a
neueste
2000,
It's a newest film, yes.
2022 film, yes.
Now,
Yeah.
what made you to think of this subject and make a film on this subject?
Wie bist du auf das Thema gekommen und was hat dich dazu gebracht, dass du das Thema verfilmst?
I like, I come from acting. I was an actor and before I became a director. And the most interesting thing for me is the human being, of course, and character. And in this case, there was in Vienna Mörderhoffnung der Frauen is a play of Oskar Kokoschka, and it was shown in Vienna a long time ago, and I read about this relationship. Alma Mahler wrote her memoirs, and Oskar Kokoschka wrote their memoirs, and they were different, and that was very interesting for me. And I wanted to make, I always want to make films about interesting characters. That is the thing that interests me most. And so I began, not only me, my co-writer, Hilde Berger, wrote, she was working at this production with Mörderhoffnung der Frau. Do you understand? And she wrote a novel about this relationship. And this novel was, for me, the beginning of thinking about, let us make a film about this story.
I hope that answers your question.
My name is Bhushan Chaturvedi. I am a freelance journalist. I have seen the film yesterday. It's a world premiere. Then I want to ask the question. This is the film with love, lust, music, and there is no marriage at all. What do you want to say? Are you satisfied with the story of this film?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? So it's hard to understand.
I didn't understand the question.
Can you please repeat?
My question is, it's a film of love, lust, and the music. Then what? There is no marriage at all. It says something. The story says something. It's something new. Subject is very new. Are you satisfied with this story?
I think what he is asking is that the story is about love and lust, but it doesn't culminate in marriage, right? And he is asking. So I think what he is trying to say is that the story seems disappointing to you. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So he's asking, are you, in the sense, what happened to the lives of the characters? Not the story as such, but basically, since it is a story of unrequited love, so he feels the pain of the characters, and so I think what he is asking is whether you also feel that sense of agony in the unfulfillment.
Ja, unter diesen Schmerz
Yes,
spürst,
yes,
den
yes.
Oscar verspürt sozusagen.
Of course. I see around my friends that many relationships have great problems. Every second marriage is divorced. So what is the reason? And the reason, I think, the reason is that we have to find a new picture. What is the culture of love today? And both characters try to find it. These both characters, he always says, "I want to marry you. I want to go to the priest and want that you are my wife." And she says, "Yes, I love you, but I don't want to stay always with you because I want to make this music again." And I think it's a very simple problem, but it is difficult to to resolve. And so, of course, like an actor, I feel I have empathy. Empathy is the most important thing for the possibility to play a part, a role, and I have empathy with both of them. And okay, you tell about OSKAR.
Yeah, I would now request Valentin Poslamai to also add to what the director said. You can share with our delegates your experience. You are the lead actor of the film, and how acting in this film, which tells the story of this tempestuous relationship between ALMA and OSKAR, has also changed you as a person.
It's an interesting question.
Okay, I hope I don't say anything wrong now. So, since Dieter is sitting right next to me, but no, it was my first leading role, and it was like I considered a great gift being able to have that part as a first beginning of my movie career, because before that I was in theater mostly. And what to say about OSKAR? OSKAR is maybe at first I would say he lacks critical distance. he's like very emotional and in a sense very he mystifies and thinks a lot about energies that connect people with each other, and that's also the source of his art. He's not really he's not really seeing but feeling the people he's portraying, and that's what makes his art so very special, and what creates this strong expressionist pictures. But he's also, as he's very emotional, he wants to experience love fully, and that is probably the problem he had with ALMA. He wanted to possess her fully. That's why he created the puppet in the end of her, because he wanted to just have her in all her ways, and that it dehumanized her in the end to being a puppet, because he wasn't seeing her as the great musician she was. He was seeing her as his lover, and but she was way more than that. She was her own person, and as I said, great musician, also muse and society lady, but also musician, and very eager on following her own career.
I will take this picture. What I like most is when he is on the stage with a puppet, and she sees him with that he holds a puppet in his arm, and it is a visualization of his desire, because and I feel it is the most men want this to have a woman, and I must say it in another way. The picture is more important than the reality, and the picture becomes in contradiction to the reality, and so he creates only a picture and doesn't see the human being, and that was the thing that fascinated me most.
And it's also like it's also a gateway to violation, like because OSKAR, of course, there's a scene where he's forcing himself on her, and I think it's also like because he has this strong sense of possession, it's like that was his gateway to violating her, because he had such a strong picture. He wanted to possess her and to really own her, and I think that's.
Johanna, you can also share your experience of producing this film.
Yeah, first of all, let me say thank you again to IFFI for having us here. It is a great honor. And I also would like to say hello from our main actress, Emily Cox, who got sick one day before departure, so she can't be here with us today. Actually, I think the great challenge we had is to tell a story about two historical, very iconic people, but to keep a certain modernity in storytelling, so that the audience who is watching the movie can identify with them, or can identify with their wishes and their dreams, and also understand their passion and also obsession. So basically we didn't want to do like documentary style biopic, but to tell a love story that could also happen at present time. And I think at first place it is the actors Emily Cox and Valentin Bostelmeier who bring these historical characters to life, I think by letting go or leaving behind the preconceptions everyone has of a very well-known or famous person, but bringing in an interpretation of their own and telling, or an interpretation of a woman and a man falling into a love-hate relationship, and I think fighting with the discrepancy between the self-perception and the external perception. So, but yes, but I also think it's also we had a great team surrounding them and creating an ideal setting for them, led by director Dieter Berner. And what I'm really proud of is that we had like a team of a lot of countries in Europe, because you know Europe is. They are very small countries there. So we had like a costume designer from Czech Republic. We had a makeup designer and a very great production designer from Switzerland. We had a great composer from Germany. We had a great DOP who did a very vibrant and lively camera work from a Polish German or living now in Germany. And last but not least, we had the Austrian editor who did a very own and emotional editing on that. So that are my thoughts.
Very nice to hear that. Can we also have the editor, Christoph Brunner, please share his thoughts? Yeah.
Oh, it's a great honor to be here in Goa, and I'm really proud that we can present the film here. I personally think it was a great chance for me to work with Dieter, who was really a great director. For the editing, for me, the most important thing was to really find out the emotional path both of the actors are going through in this story. Dieter has the gift that he can tell us a lot about details of this time, and details is really he knows everything about OSKAR and ALMA and about circumstances there. And to balance the film between all these details with the emotional journey of the actor was basically the thing I had to work on.
Okay, thank you. Can we also have Tina share her thoughts?
I've been with the project for 4 years now, I think. When I started at the company, I was involved in the casting, and it was quite interesting to see the way from the people we started casting and where we ended up, and I think it was a great thing that we got Emily and Valentin we're very happy with them.
That's a really funny story, actually, because I was I was casted for the part 4 years ago or so, and back then I didn't get the part because I wasn't, let's say, well enough in shape for Dieter. and then I was really depressed that I didn't get the part, and then I had summer theater premiere, and Dieter came, and Hilde, his wife, also. And then he casted me again, and then I got the part. And
at the beginning, I tried to find persons or the actors who look similar to the original persons, because they are seen in the pictures, and that is a very difficult thing, because it is, of course, difficult to find a person that looks like Kokoschka. And he doesn't really look like Kokoschka. And in the process of casting, I had to make the decision that the possibility to act is more important than the similarity to the original person.
In other words, you came to the conclusion that the possibility to act can result in the actor ending up looking more like the original person, as opposed to someone who might be a good actor but who actually resembles more in physical appearance.
Yes, you're right.
But it's also Dieter that, as I experienced it, that the casting process, it's also a very it's also part of your creative process to find out or to
yes.
Yeah.
The decision for an actor is a decision for a way to tell the story, and another actor is another story. So the casting process is like finding the story in a new way. And in filming, and that's the interesting part, I think the film is done 3 times. The first time is when the script is written. The second time is when the film is shooted, and the third time is when it is edited. And it is always a new way of telling the story.
Okay. Do you also think a film is written when audience watch it?
No, maybe.
Was?
Ob nochmal neu geschrieben wird, wenn das Publikum ihn sieht.
Yes, you are right, of course. And
Yes.
and every audience sees a different film, and that is very interesting.
I also think that's one thing I want to say, that in my experience, there are 2 projections. Like first, the light hitting the screen, and the second projection is thoughts hitting the actors, like what the audience sees. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we have one question. We will just.
Because the next jury has been waiting for quite some time.
Yeah.
Only one last question. Dieter, would you tell us whether you met the family of ALMA and OSKAR? Their children, grandchildren. Have you researched with their family while making the film?
Mit den Nachfahren von Alma und
Familie
Oskar.
von Alma und Oskar getroffen hast und ob du sie eingebunden hast in die Recherchearbeit oder ob es da noch
The family. There is an grandchild of Alma Mahler. She saw the film and she was very delighted. She said it is nearly impossible to play these 2 characters, and she made us the compliment that we have found a very good solution for these 2 persons. So in Kokoschka, it is more the inner Kokoschka than the outside of Kokoschka that we have.
Are you planning to release this internationally, and if so, will it be a different version, or will it be exactly the same as the one we saw?
Well, the film is going to be released in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and Czech Republic in July next year. Our World Sales Picture Tree International is working on international sales, and I think it's up to every country maybe in which version is it going to be released. So if there, we met someone yesterday who said he sees a great potential for releasing the film in India because India loves passionate cinema, but probably in a slightly edited way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we would have liked to go on probably ad infinitum, but then our esteemed members of the Indian Panorama section jury have already reached there. Some of us are already in our midst. They have been waiting for some time, so we will close this interaction with just a short conclusion. And I would just like to mention that, ma'am, just a second.
Ah, yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so before concluding, I would like to bring to the attention of all festival delegates. I think some of you must have already observed that connection, that IFFI 53 is paying homage to the veteran and highly renowned singer Lata Mangeshkar with a screening of the film Abhiman by Rishikesh Mukherjee. In which also there is quite a similar conflict between two lovers who happen to be husband and wife, as opposed to just people who are not married in the opening film. And I find a very interesting parallel between the opening film ALMA and OSKAR and Abhiman, both films incidentally which are being screened at this edition of IFFI. And as we conclude, I would like to recall the words of Ellie Newmark from the book of Unholy Mischief, where her words are, "Unrequited love does not die. It is only beaten down to a secret place where it hides, curled and wounded. For some unfortunates, it turns bitter and mean, and those who come after pay the price for the hurt done by the one who came before." I hope we will all be able to watch the opening film in case some of us have not been able to catch it, and feel inspired by the complexity of the relationship between the love of ALMA and OSKAR. With these few words, by once again extending our heartiest wishes to Director Dieter Brenner, actor Valentin Postlamir, producer Johanna Schurz, editor Christoph Brunner, and production assistant Tina, and to all your team, we close the first IFFI table talk session of this 53rd IFFI. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all for watching.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.